Hello. So, I thought I'll make a short video, hopefully. I don't know how long it's gonna be because usually I don't time these things before I record them. But anywho, here goes. I am going to talk to you just a little bit about what programming actually is. Now this is, if you know what programming is and how programming works and like how the computer works internally and all that good stuff, this is not a video for you. But for those of you who have absolutely no idea, this is virtually high level how programming works. So the computer basically has a way which, well, at the hardware level, you have something called a microtransistor or microprocessor. And the idea is that you have a mechanical switch that can be set to either an on or off state, which is called a transistor. And virtually the idea of computing is that you can express, like you can send messages or hold information or encode information by simply having sequences of zeros and ones, which is called binary. And what that allows you to do is basically everything that I'm saying, imagine that every letter in every word that I'm saying, if we gave that a number that we could express through these zeros and ones, we could actually encode information. And that's actually how a computer works. You send, the computer processes the commands that we programmers create through our code into executable mathematics, basically. This is a really rough explanation, but I want to keep it as high level as I can so it feels more accessible to people who don't have much of an understanding how it works. But that's the theory behind it anyway. There's a lot more. I'm really broad stroking it right now. And the thing that we computer programmers do is that we use what we call code, which is a pseudo, for the most part, English language that allows us to use different constructs to basically send commands to the computer to ask it to do different things. So basically code, if you've never seen it before, is almost human readable for the most part. It's basically just a language, like not like mathematics, but think about it as a hybrid language between mathematics and English for the most part. Like the norm is that we program in English, but you can program in other languages as well, of course. So and the reason why there are different types of programming languages is because as we go along, we find new and better ways and different ways to do things. So you get people who invent new programming languages that makes it easier or tries to solve a specific problem or optimizes for different things as we go along. And the power of that, and like the reason why we don't have just one language, is because it's such a broad concept. Programming is used for so many things that sometimes you actually want a language to do certain things and be optimized to do certain things. And then you have historical reasons as well. I mean, some languages are created to solve problems that are a problem in other languages, and so you kind of see how it naturally evolves. But at the end of the day, it all comes down to zeros and ones. All of it, every single one of them, at some point, will create zeros and ones that the computer can process, and that's actually all there is to it. It's not. When you say it out loud like this, it doesn't sound all that complicated. And for the most part, understanding it may seem a little bit like magic. And to me, I still think it's magic. But it's actually not that hard to grasp how it works. Or at least I don't think so. I hope this little video of mine made some sense anyway. And yeah, so that's virtually how programming works. And the cool thing about it is that when you know how it works, you are empowered more, I would say, than almost anybody in the modern world. The value of knowing programming in the IT age that we are living in the information age, it's great. It's just amazing. It's the closest thing to having a superpower that you will ever have, most likely. It is going to empower you more than you can possibly imagine, and you just learn the absolute bare bone basics of what programming is.